inside Kinney Natatorium. 16 laps to get done. Swimmers on the blocks. And we're ready to go. And we've got some time to kind of highlight a handful of swimmers, Maria. We're going to go to lane 1. Brooke Garrettson, the junior, at the bottom of your screen. She has been instrumental for the Raiders.
Absolutely. When we talked to Coach Patriot, he just couldn't say enough good things about her. He said she's a great leader and a captain. And he said it took her a while to adjust to college swimming. She had some setbacks. She had to overcome a lot. And he said now she's just crushing it. And he said that's really important for some of the freshmen who are also struggling now, like understanding what college athletics is like. They can talk to Brooke, and she's been helping them along the way.
Top of your screen in lane 7, Clara Williams, a sophomore for Army, trying to hold on to a slim lead. So we head into another turn near the blocks. 51-70. For Navy, but not good enough as Army is at 51-25 during the first 4 laps of this 800 freestyle relay for the women's side. Awesome shot from our pool deck camera. Navy retaking the lead at 27-77, Army at 27-88, Colgate at 27-96 with Garrettson putting in a good first 2 laps here for the Raiders. And you see, she is at the bottom of your screen and at the top of your screen, Army and Navy in the middle with Cameron Horner, the junior, an experienced relay racer and swimmer for this midshipman crew. And right now, it's getting loud inside Kinney Natatorium.
Corey, I was just going to say that we talked about how loud it could get. It's reaching that point right now, and as we approach the end of this heat, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hear you at that point.
Navy and Boston U were neck and neck, but now Navy starting to pull away off that turn. 2:12.17. Army at 2:12.28 with their second swimmers, with Gabby Baldwin and Melinda Zhang, respectively. And it is right now a battle between the midshipmen and the Black Knights of Army. Gabby Baldwin, another familiar name for Navy. She had a solid championship a season ago, and she's part of that relay team that's passing the baton. We talked about the great swimmers that Navy has had in the past, and she's one of them that's been able to learn and carry on the tradition.
Absolutely, and I think like when we talked to Coach, he was just saying that as they continue to pass the baton, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, they've been competing with the people who are holding the batons before them, day after day in practice. So grabbing that next baton becomes a little bit more manageable when you have such great role models to look up to and compete with.
Halfway home here in the 800 freestyle relay. Again, no Sorensen, Thomas, or Harrington for Navy. It is a new youth movement here in the Patriot League, and it doesn't stop with Navy. As they continue to try and dominate, they have taken home 3 golds, as we have the mids leading at 3:35.73. Army right there with them at 3:36.49. Third leg of the quartet now. Navy's got Lauren Walsh, a freshman. Army's got a fellow freshman in Molly Weber. Sarah Hardy, the senior, in the water now for Lehigh. Stella Langenbach, a freshman for BU. Caroline McGann, a junior for Bucknell. And there you see, neck and neck, Army and Navy. Walsh, a plebe, trying to keep pace. Army now with a slight edge at 4:27.44. Navy 4:27.89. Four-tenths of its difference in separation right now between the two rivals. back and forth. Army holding the slight lead off that turn at 4:55.50. Navy at 4:55.64. The only two squads coming in just shy of 5 minutes off that previous turn. Army, their women, we talked about in the start meet, Maria, they didn't beat Navy, but they had one of the closest meets in over 20 years at that meet.
Yeah, and when we talked to Coach Nigro, he couldn't praise them enough. He said, the women's team has been insane. They've improved so much. He said, we had the closest, as you said, he told us that they had the closest meet in nearly 20 years, and you see that improvement in the pool right now as they compete with Navy in this relay.
The final anchors in the water for the respective teams. Sabrina Vumbacco for Bucknell. Tiffany Shields, a sophomore for Navy. She's a new face to the relays. Army's got Kira McMullen, a freshman anchor. 2 laps left. Shields trying to pull away from McMullen. Navy at 6:15.32, Army at 6:15.86 as the two rivals continue to jockey back and forth. The final turn. Shields, the sophomore, trying to pull away and hold on. The final stretch. They've got one more. Army at 6:43.82, Navy at 6:43.36. Less than 0.5 of a second separating the two.
And it's getting even louder than I could have imagined, Corey.
Final turn. Navy, Army. Shields in the mids will take gold. 7:11.91 the time. Army finishing just behind at 7:12 even. Bucknell unofficially finishing in third at 7:18.59 with Sabrina Vumbacco as the anchor for the Bison. And there you see the mids cheering and chanting for their women